Hello, my name is Justin, and this is fairy tale number 3, Beauty and the Beast. Once there was a merchant who had 3 daughters. The 2 eldest were petty and selfish, but the youngest was so lovely that she was called Beauty. When Beauty was 17, the merchant had to go away on business. "I'll bring gifts for all of you," he said. "What would you like?" "I want pearls," demanded the eldest. "Get me diamonds," ordered the second. "Dear father, I only want you home safely," said Beauty. "But you must have a present too," her father insisted. "In that case, may I have a red rose?" Beauty asked. Her father smiled. He didn't see her sisters sneering. He didn't know they were jealous of Beauty's sweetness. Months later, as he journeyed home, the merchant lost his way. He'd bought pearls and diamonds for his elder daughters, but he hadn't found a red rose anywhere. Weary from wandering, he stumbled upon the entrance to a castle. As he approached, he felt invisible hands leading him inside, where a delicious feast was set out. After he'd eaten, the hands took him to a luxurious bedroom. Never had he known such comfort. The next morning, walking in the gardens after breakfast, he saw a rose bush blooming with glorious red roses. "Beauty's present," he thought. "I'm sure no one will mind if I pick just one." And he clasped the stem of the loveliest rose. As he touched it, a voice roared, "After all I have offered you, how dare you steal one of my flowers?" The merchant spun around and was overwhelmed with horror. Standing before him was a hideous beast, with thick hairy limbs, cruel pointed horns, and jagged fangs. I, I, I just wanted a present for my daughter," he stuttered. "You may take her my rose," thundered the beast, "if you promise to send to me whoever greets you first on your return." "Surely," reasoned the merchant silently, "that will be my dog." "I promise," he said, thinking of his dog running to meet him. But it was Beauty who rushed into his arms before anyone else. "Oh no," whispered the merchant. "Why do you say that, father? What a beautiful rose you've brought me." He told her everything, holding her tight. "I can't let you go to that monster." "But I must. You promised," Beauty said. Her sisters secretly thrilled to think of Beauty banished to the beast's castle, agreed. Bravely, Beauty went. When she arrived at the castle, she found music playing, a sumptuous feast laid out, and rooms prepared for her hung with dazzling silks. There was no sign of the beast until the evening, when she sat down to supper and the doors to the dining room opened. It was the beast. Beauty gasped. He was even more terrifying than her father had described. But he asked politely, "May I eat with you?" Shuddering with repulsiveness, Beauty forced herself to answer, "Yes." He was so interesting to talk to. Her fear swiftly died away. Beauty relaxed, enjoying his company, Weeks passed. The beast was thoughtful, kind, gentle, and full of funny stories as they talked over meals, read to each other, or walked in the gardens. They spent every day together until one day he asked, "Will you marry me?" "Ugh, he's too ugly," Beauty thought. "I couldn't," she replied, adding, as his eyes filled with tears, "I'm so sorry." That very night, she had a nightmare of her father dying, as her sisters ignored him to try on new dresses. In the morning, she couldn't stop worrying. She was so sad that the beast let her go home. "But come back to me soon, please," he begged. "I promise," swore Beauty. Her father was overjoyed to see her. He wasn't dying, but he had missed her every day and had been sick with worry. Her sisters claimed to be pleased, but they were furious to see her again. "If Beauty doesn't leave," they whispered to each other, "the beast will be angry that she's broken her promise, and he'll punish her. Let's pretend we really missed her too." The trick worked. Beauty stayed and stayed. Though she loved being at home, her thoughts kept going back to the beast, remembering only his kindness and how he made her smile. "I wish I could see him," she murmured. "One evening, just to know that he's well and happy." In one swift moment, she felt herself swept through the air, back to his castle. As she stepped through the familiar garden, she saw the beast lying on the ground, groaning pitifully, his eyes closed. He looked almost dead. "Beast," she cried, running to kneel by his side. As she stroked his face, she no longer saw his ugliness. She knew beyond doubt that she loved him. "You broke your promise," he gasped. "You didn't come back." "I'm here now," Beauty sobbed. "How can I save you?" "Marry me," he breathed. She kissed his brow. "With all my heart, dear beast." At these words, the beast's hideous body vanished, and a handsome prince was standing before her. "Oh, Beauty, thank you. I was under an enchantment," he explained. "Many years ago, a wicked magician turned me into a beast. He declared that's how I would stay." The prince smiled. "I had just one hope of escape," he went on. "If a beautiful girl will kiss me and promise to marry me. I didn't think it would happen." Within days they were married, and they lived happily ever after. Beauty's sisters eventually found husbands of their own and stopped being jealous of her. And her father's old age was cheered by seeing the joy of his youngest daughter with her prince. The end. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.